Wow. This was kind of a messed up chapter of Kagurabachi, I'm not gonna lie. But before I get to that, I do want to talk about the color page because it looks lovely. I was hoping we'd see Char in it, but seeing Chihiro use his sword around with the fish floating about, it does look really lovely. Hopefully we'll see a colored page with Shiba and Char in the future. But for now, let me talk about the chapter. So, obviously we continue from last time. Shiba is gonna go do some planning for the auction. So I tell Shihiro to, lay low. And this is where I'm gonna talk about like the big part of the chapter, or the two big parts. So we're finally introduced to who the drama guy is, and his name is Narisaku Madoka, but people just call him Daruma, which is what I've been calling him anyways. Well, I've been calling him a Daruma freak, but his code name has always been Daruma, so that's good to know. But we come to find out that during his literal interrogation from Shiba, he pretty much tells him that it's not too late to change. And I was thinking to myself, oh, so Shiba is gonna make him become a better person, and that's what we're seeing right here. And I was like, wow. So first of all, Shiba goat. But second of all, I was like, wow, Daruma is gonna become a good person. He's gonna go against Sojo and everybody else. He's gonna change. And yeah, it seemed that way. He calls his sister. He tells her that he wants to make things right. And she didn't really want to hear from him, but she still ended up hearing him out. And he ends up returning back to where he originally lived. And I was like, wow, this is gonna be one of those characters that probably goes away for a while and then he returns after. But my god, right after that, it just completely turns around. He goes into his car. His sister was murdered, and he finds his mother in the back of the car. He then gets stabbed by Sojo in the back of the car. And, with his mother and his sister being dead, he starts freaking out and he prepares to unleash his Daruma, and he's going to explode. And then, in the most cruel fashioned way ever, Sojo reveals that his mother was never dead. His sister was probably dead or dying. Clearly, she's bleeding out there. But let's just say, for the sake of a messed up hypothetical, that she was just alive, but she's just bleeding out. He managed to get the Daruma guy to explode and kill his mother and his sister. That is so goddamn cruel. Holy shit, dog. This man Sojo does not play around. You betray the organization, you will die, and your family will die. There's nothing left other than that needs to be said. Then right after that, we see what I assume is the younger sibling of the guy who trapped Chihiro in an illusion show up in front of Sojo, and he requests that, he goes out there and kill Chihiro. And of course Sojo's gonna do it, but he said he needed some bloodlust, so he just starts choking and killing the dude. But then he traps him into an illusion, and then we get this fascinating little flashback in his illusion, because with Chihiro, we saw that what messed him up was the death of his father. Here we see a young Sojo, and he's killing a bunch of people and levitating them into the air, and he seems to be in some sort of flower garden or something. This is really fascinating. Clearly they're going to go back to this in the future, so I'm really interested in learning about his past. But yeah, that's a really nice panel. But yeah, obviously the illusion didn't really work on him. I mean, it did, obviously, but it didn't work as well as the dude had hoped. Then afterwards, he just kills him. So like his brother, he's also dead. And then afterwards, I didn't expect this. Sojo just shows up in the shop, and then he just immediately starts fighting Chihiro. It's just a huge clash between both of them, which is something I didn't expect now. I thought it would be something that would happen in the auction, but this double spread looks incredible. Chihiro ends up protecting Hinawa, and Sojo is he's just ready to go, man. He's ready to fight with, of course, his sword, Cloud Gouger. Well, not his sword, but the enchanted blade that he took. And that's when we see Char wake up, and she's just really scared. Obviously, she knows that some stuff is going down. And, poor Char, she cannot get a break. These sorcerers keep showing up, and she's just in constant danger. It is really horrifying to think about. I feel really sorry for her. But as Char comes to find out, Chihiro just got blasted out of the building, and Sojo wondering if that's all he has, because he just came here to, clash with two enchanted blades. And that's when we see Hino show up and try to put Char away. And then, boom, Chihiro stands right back up, and he's like, N10. And that's when their battle is, like, really about to begin. Chihiro's like, you have no business wielding that blade. And then Sojo is just really excited to get the fight back on. He's like, yeah, that's a good thing, bring it on. And that's how the chapter ends. But yeah, like this is a good chapter, don't get me wrong, but, like, what they did to the Duruma guy, like, I mean, I wasn't, like, a fan of him or anything. I don't think anybody really was. But he didn't have to go out like that. That was just cruel, man. That sucks. And back to Sojo and Chihiro, like I said before, I was hoping their fight would happen in the auction, because clearly they're building up to that. So I'm really wondering how this fight is going to end. Because you could clearly have it that Chihiro just loses the fight, but, I mean, if he loses the fight, then he could possibly lose his blade, so I don't really see them doing that. The only other scenario I see is if, he starts losing, but he takes Char. But, I mean, having Char be kidnapped again, that would also kind of, like, really suck to see. Because, Char was already kidnapped, or almost kidnapped once before, so having to see that happen to her again, like, that would just, oof. But yeah, this should be a really interesting fight, and the conclusion is actually what I'm very interested in seeing. Like, something messed up is definitely going to happen before the auction. I don't know what it is, whether it's Char being kidnapped, or maybe Chihiro's blade being taken, or maybe, like, something bad happens to Hino. I don't know. But, like, I don't really see Chihiro winning this fight. And if he does win, I'm not sure what that would mean for Sojo, because they're clearly making this guy out to be, like, a pretty big threat, so I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll find out when we get there. Overall, like I said, I enjoyed the chapter, and I can't wait to see how it continues next week. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Chihiro's going to win the fight? Is Sojo going to win the fight? Like, how do you think this is going to end? Because clearly we're not in the auction yet, so something big is going to happen by the conclusion of this fight, so feel free to let me know what you guys think. And of course, I'm going to do my best to try to respond to everyone as best as I can. But yeah, that'll do it for me for now. Feel free to leave your thoughts, and now I'll be heading out. Peace out, everyone.